Is the West shaking up more than we thought? Could a seismic shift be looming that flips the script for one of the NBA's most talked-about young talents, without us even guessing it just yet? There's a story unfolding behind closed doors, tensions rising, contracts stalling, and a fresh chessboard emerging as training camp nears. If you thought this offseason was quiet compared to years past, think again. The rumblings in the Bay Area aren't just whispers anymore. They might just lead to a blockbuster move that nobody saw coming, a three-way dance touching the Warriors, Spurs, and Nets. Teams all desperate for a spark, a star, a new direction. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Let's dive in. The NBA landscape is heating up fast, and right now, one player's future remains the biggest mystery in the Western Conference. We're talking about a young, freakishly athletic wing who was drafted amid huge hype, seen as a potential two-way superstar, but now finds himself trapped in limbo. The Golden State Warriors, fresh off their recent championship successes, expected this player to blossom under Steve Kerr's system. Instead, a stubborn stalemate has brewed. Contract talks have stalled, locked in a tug-of-war neither side seems willing to win. He wants more money, a bigger role, and above all, respect. The Warriors, ever calculating with their cap space, aren't about to overpay. The gridlock has only built tension. But here's the twist. It's not just about dollars and cents anymore. According to sources deep in the Bay Area basketball circles, this player no longer trusts the Warriors' front office or coaching staff. His frustration isn't just professional, it's personal. The way the organization has handled his inconsistent roles and contract promises has left a chasm that looks impossible to cross. Think about that for half a second. How often do you see a 22-year-old athletic phenom lose faith in a team that once drafted him as a cornerstone? The atmosphere inside the locker room is reportedly tense, charged with a sense of inevitability. So what happens when a top prospect no longer wants to wear the colors of the franchise that gave him his shot? Fanspo, a bleeding-edge NBA rumors hub, dropped a bomb last week, a meticulously crafted three-team trade proposal involving none other than the Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Brooklyn Nets. This isn't just another trade rumor. It's a finely balanced deal designed to shake things up and make all parties happy. Picture the Warriors finally turning the page, welcoming back a fan favorite from their 2015 championship squad, alongside a young, versatile forward who scouts rave about as a light version of Draymond Green, a defensive disruptor with playmaking chops. In return, they send away the disgruntled young talent and a couple of other pieces. But here's the detail no one's talking about. The San Antonio Spurs, fresh off drafting the sensational Victor Wembanyama, could be the team that benefits the most. By adding this ultra-athletic wing to their budding young core, alongside Wemby, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Castle, they're potentially locking down one of the most explosive front courts we've seen in years. And this team, known historically for developing young talent and patient rebuilds, would reportedly offer this player a long-term extension, something the Warriors have refused to budge on. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets would pick up two rising stars, ready to embrace bigger roles, injecting much-needed youth and energy into their roster. The numbers, the fit, the fan bases, they all scream win-win-win. But that's where the stakes really heighten. See, the player at the heart of this deal, Jonathan Kuminga, yes, that's the name, the once-hyped future two-way dynamo, who entered the league with the promise of becoming Golden State's next high-impact player. But Kuminga's journey has been anything but smooth. Kept on a tight leash by Kerr, his development stalled under the pressure of a championship team, loaded with all-stars and veterans. Kuminga's flashes of brilliance were sporadic, overshadowed by inconsistent minutes and growing frustration. contract negotiations proved a breaking point. The Warriors' offer, capped at a 2-year, $45 million deal, felt like a slap in the face to a player looking to lock in his prime years. Moreover, according to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, the impasse isn't just about numbers, it's about broken trust and lost belief. Kuminga reportedly doesn't want to play for Golden State anymore, plain and simple. And when a young player loses faith in his team, you can bet the front office is scrambling to find solutions before training camp drills start. It's no secret the Warriors have stopped actively shopping Kuminga around for sign-and-trade deals. Their patience is thin. But the Spurs, led by visionary front office handlers and armed with young superstar Wemby, look like the perfect landing spot if this trade goes down. Would pairing Kuminga's athleticism with a franchise-altering big man like Wembanyama create a new dynamic duo that can shake the West? Could this move finally give Kuminga the fresh start he desperately craves? From the Lakers' perspective, watching this off-season drama unfold creates more questions than answers. With LeBron James showing no signs of slowing, Anthony Davis hustling to cement his legacy, and emerging talents like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, and even rookie grad transfers like Max Christie and Scottie Pippen Jr. weaving into the core, how will moves like this impact playoff battles? Could the Spurs' potential addition of Kuminga reshape Western Conference power dynamics and pose new threats to the purple and gold? Let's not forget, the Lakers' front office, led by Rob Pelinka, thrives on opportunism, whether it's buyouts, trades, or historic draft moments. This offseason is rife with possibilities to bolster the roster around the aging king and the brow. The Warriors-Spurs-Nets trade rumor adds another layer of intrigue to the swirling currents of 2024's marketplace. Drama. But here's what I wonder out loud. If Kuminga lands with the Spurs on a long-term deal, does the front office have the patience and vision to develop him into the dominant athlete many expected years ago? And on the flip side, will the Warriors truly benefit from bringing back a fan favorite like Harrison Barnes alongside a promising Sochan, or will this trade ultimately betray the cost of losing Kuminga's raw talent? What about the Nets? Are they ready to gamble their assets and trust in young guys like Keldon Johnson and Moses Moody to become cornerstone pieces? There's so much at stake in this multi-layered deal. The stakes are that high. It's a reminder that the NBA is a league of fleeting alliances and rapid change. Iron sharpens iron, but sometimes you have to cut ties to build again. The Lakers know this all too well. From the Showtime era's dazzling run-and-gun team to Shaq and Kobe's dominant dynasty, from Paul Gasol's skilled integration to navigating the 2020 bubble madness. Every roster shakeup in the league creates ripples felt far beyond the original players involved. History tells us that the path to greatness rarely follows a straight line, and now as training camp approaches, it's clear that the landscape is once again ripe for seismic shifts, and the Lakers have a front-row seat. As a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive. A trade like this, if it comes to pass, could trigger a domino effect, reshaping the power balance around LeBron and AD for years to come. But is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? The dust hasn't settled yet. Remember, for now, all this talk remains speculation. But you can bet your last dollar we'll be watching every twist and turn like hawks. Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. How much longer can the Lakers afford to sit on this simmering powder keg? Slam that like button now, because every ticking second could flip their entire season upside down. The whispers about roster tweaks are no longer just idle rumors. There's a storm building at the Staples Center, and it's threatening to swallow this purple and gold squad whole or ignite the very spark they desperately need. LeBron James's leadership has been both a guiding light and a glaring spotlight on glaring deficiencies. that can no longer be masked by sheer star power. Anthony Davis, still battling through those nagging injuries, faces the monumental task of carrying more weight on a team that's flirting dangerously with mediocrity. But what if this gamble on keeping the core intact, banking on familiarity and chemistry, backfires just as the Western Conference tightens into that brutal chokehold only a few dare to escape? We know the history. The 2010 Showtime Lakers, those electrifying yet turbulent dynasties, Kobe and Shaq's fiery clashes, the gut-wrenching rebuild that crushed the city's soul before the bubble miracle. This season's narrative threatens to echo those rifts, but with newer, more ruthless players vying for their slice of purple and gold glory. The rotation teeters on a knife's edge. Who rises? Who falls? Could the sporadic minutes for Westbrook be the chain holding back maximum cohesion, or the exact overload that burns the entire machine to ash? Front office whispers hint at seismic trade possibilities, maybe even a blockbuster move to shake the league's power structure. Yet here's the part nobody's talking about: the psychological toll this toxic mix could be exacting on the locker room. The unseen fractures beneath the bravado. When the playoffs loom like a gauntlet, will trust hold, or will deep-seated frustrations unravel chemistry with devastating consequences? The Western Conference arms race is a predator stalking its prey, and every misstep from the Lakers hands more ammunition to their rivals. Think Memphis sharpening their claws, Phoenix's scorching ascent, and Golden State's relentless hunger for redemption. The question piercing every Lakers fan's heart: is this a reboot moment where adversity forges a new dynasty bound by iron will, or the first crack in a foundation destined to crumble under pressure? As a Lakers fan, the weight of a franchise's legendary past presses harder than ever, but the road ahead feels like walking a razor's edge between triumph and disaster. So drop your raw, unfiltered takes down below. I'll be right there with you every electrifying turn of this perilous, adrenaline-charged Lakers saga.